Video games have many iconic heroes that come in all shapes and sizes. Red caps, blue quills, a superpowered suit with an earthworm in it, and some heroes don't even have limbs. That's right, we're exploring the world of Rayman 2. This game was another one of my childhood classics that I explored each level for hours upon end, searching up and down for weird, strange, and unexplained things. This is the Mysteries of Rayman 2. He's not throwing his fist? In every game before and after Rayman 2, his signature move is throwing his fist. In Rayman 2, he's granted the ability to shoot with his fists, which is an important distinction. Rayman is actually shooting little balls of energy as opposed to his actual fist as seen in other games. Why would this be different in Rayman 2? Do we get an explanation other than because of hardware limitations? Unfortunately, we don't directly, but there may be a reason we don't see this used again, and he's back to his normal fist in future games. I believe this is an ability he discovered between Rayman 1 and Rayman 2. In the beginning of 2, Rayman is completely drained of his powers and needs to be restored by silver lumps, which are crafted by Lee the Fairy. When the world's core is shattered into 1,000 lumps by the pirates, Rayman loses his abilities. This happens after a fight between Rayman and the pirates beforehand, where Rayman uses his abilities to the fullest. I think this shooting ability drains the power he has inside him. The reason he continues to use it in 2 is because he's collecting lumps left and right, fueling him as he goes. Once the core of the world is restored, he can siphon energy from it. But he decides to use this ability sparingly after to avoid this situation again and goes back to his bare fists. Zombie chickens. Some may not have known, but yeah, those ghostly figures that hop out on the ground at you are called zombie chickens. You'd think they were always around to assist Jano, who is the guardian of the Cave of Bad Dreams, but nope. These creatures are a result of the pirate invasion. They come from some hens somewhere laying dead eggs out of terror from the events the pirates caused. It's interesting they call them zombies, but they have ghost-like qualities. I guess it makes sense because you actually can hit them and they fall apart, indicating they are physical. So why did they attack us? I think the reason these things attack you is because the levels in which they reside, you are a foreign invader. They don't recognize you as part of that particular ecosystem, so they lunge with an attack in defense of their home. Rayman Death Teleportation? When Rayman dies, his body does something really interesting. Whether it be by losing a battle with a pirate or falling into lava or acid, Rayman's body converts into energy and teleports him back to a safe spot on land. This ability must be some sort of fail-safe on him to keep him alive. This is why when the pirates beat him, they don't try to eliminate him and they capture it and imprison him so he can't escape. Then the argument is, well, why doesn't Rayman just end himself with the laser fence of the cell he's locked in? I believe that's because the teleportation is limited in its length, specifically to green lumps as a sort of lock-on. We only ever see it take you back slightly within the same level, which is why in the end his foot isn't with the rest of his body after he defeated the pirates. It got sent flying so far, he had to go search for it before it reattached. This certainly is a useful ability though. The General. We see a familiar face in Rayman 2, one previously seen in Tonic Trouble. The General is the one who sells Razorbeard the Grolgoth, the giant robot at the end of the game you have to fight. In Tonic Trouble, he led the planning initiative to recover the Tonic and save the world. Interesting, he goes from saving the world to selling a powerful robot to an evil intergalactic pirate crew, actively destroying and enslaving worlds. There's something off about this General. Is there actually a treasure? When entering the Cave of Bad Dreams, we are told there's a treasure at the end, and if we beat Jano to it, we can keep it. So we do it, and we're given a choice. Either we can take the treasure or not. If we do, Rayman is fat and happy and lives on an island for the rest of his days, and it ends the game. If we don't take it, we're told we made the right decision and get the elixir of life. But was the treasure even real to begin with? We're seemingly hypnotized before we enter the cave. It seems maybe this is either all in our heads or spiritual. This all seems like a trick to me, or a test. Do others get power from lumps? Rayman gets his power from lumps, the silver ones being the most prominent, but even basic lumps like red ones heal his injuries, while green ones offer checkpoints for him to warp to. Lee seems to be able to channel energy and create the silver lumps, though there is no indication it gives her new abilities like Rayman. Razorbeard straight up eats a lump, but doesn't seem to change at all. Glowbox stores multiple silver lumps in his belly for Rayman, but doesn't seem to get any new abilities. Clark needs the elixir of life to recover from eating something bad, seemingly meaning the red lumps don't work on him. or at least in that instance. I believe Rayman is in fact the only one who can receive power from the Lums. If you look at his torso, he has this O symbol, which shows up at several points in the game, especially related to Polycus, who is the creator spirit of the world. Look at these pillars. Every time we collect a mask, we also connect via the silver Lum energy inside of Rayman. I think the ability to use this energy is in fact specific to Rayman. Lava-proof plums? Everyone knows what lava is. Molten rock that flows from inside the planet. Its temperature ranges from 1300 to 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. But do you know about these plums? At first glance you think they're basic fruit, but not only do these plum trees thrive in the harshest environment, but the plums themselves can be used to cross lava. How is this possible? It does seem there's a limit though, as the hotter yellow lava will disintegrate them. The magic of the world must be infused into the trees of these plums, causing them to have special magical vitality. They seem to be the only fruit trees, or at least the most common, in the Glade of Dreams. Why do some Lums have faces? Out of all the Lums you collect, there are a handful of them that are slightly larger and have faces. The basic collectible Lums don't have faces, but do have wings and basically sit in place waiting to be collected. The bigger Lums with faces seem to be several Lums bunched together, specifically 5. Also, the purple Lums that are larger have faces. I believe it's purely based on size, as some promotional art shows that they indeed have faces, they're just small. But then the question is, these giant Lums, are they just the same amount of energy of 5 Lums? Or are they 5 Lums smushed together, creating a new Lum entirely? Fusion! Ha! Is Clark invulnerable? Clark is Rayman's strongest ally. He is stated to be an entire army himself and can wipe out loads of pirates with one blow. His only true weakness, according to the manual, is his somewhat sensitive stomach. In the heat of battle, he munches on a rusty robot that makes him sick. He's so powerful though that the enemy actually attempts to control him with this cybernetic implant and use him against Rayman. And we're proven to be completely useless against Clark physically. None of our attacks do anything. In the knowledge of the world, it said Polycus created Clark early on as one of the first creatures, stating his incredible strength proved useful in carving out the landscape, to fold hills into the monotonous plains, and to deviate the 2 impetuous rivers. This guy is literally made to craft hills and carve landscape. Man, I'm not gonna mess with him. Why does Razorbeard want to enslave planets? I mean, his whole thing is enslaving the planet's population and destroying their home planet. But why? He's a robot. His crew are robots. Just make more. Are they alive underneath their armor? It appears all of them are machines. Maybe he's using the people to build his army? But as seen in the beginning cutscene and throughout the rest of the game, they're all caged. I think he just has a power complex and wants to be recognized as someone important. Have you ever thought about any of these? What other mysteries do you have about Rayman 2? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and shoot your fist at that subscribe button if you haven't. Until next time, Calibru Stew! Jiggylookback!